what does well-being mean in an organization, and how do you guys teach that?
Yeah, I think it can mean a lot of different things, but there's a couple of areas that we talk about. One is just health. There's just the pure health dimension to it, and sustained stress at any level is actually detrimental to people's health and well-being. It can cause heart disease and diabetes and a variety of different things. Not to mention PTSD and other behavioral challenges. The other is just living a life that's satisfying and feeling satisfied and fulfilled at work, and discovering your happiness at work. And I know, Gaurav, you can share more about that, since that's core to more your story. But I think those are the two elements, just health and happiness, essentially. And when those two conditions are in place, there is well-being.
Yeah, just to build on that, to me, there are two fundamental pieces that lead to well-being. By the way, I don't think of well-being as work-life balance, which is what most people think about.
Okay.
To me, well-being, the word being is in there, so it's not just doing, but being, right? And human beings are in well-being when two things happen. One is when they're doing something that they're excited about, when they're working on their purpose and their meaning. Mm-hmm. So one of the big ideas for this work is, how do you help people connect to meaning? And by getting people to connect to meaning, you're automatically getting them into a place of well-being, because when people are excited about what they do, they smile. They smile a whole lot more than otherwise. Like you, I can see you enjoy doing this podcast, right?
Yeah.
Therefore, it gives you energy.
Yeah,
and you're already in well-being when that happens. And the other is, well-being happens when people are not wasting their time managing other people's egos. When people are not wasting time. And one of the things that we talk about in fear is, we say fear is the single biggest source of waste in organizations. Because now all we're doing is managing each other's egos. We are much more worried about what can I say or what I cannot say versus being productive. And human beings actually find joy in being productive and in being meaningfully productive.
Nice.
And then there is no contradiction. And obviously then you celebrate and reward and you connect with people. But fundamentally, one of the things one of my stories is, I lived the first half of my life being joylessly successful. And once I started doing this work, I have now lived being successfully joyful.
Nice.
And I choose the second over the first any time. And I can promise you I'm more productive when I'm successfully joyful versus when I was joylessly successful.